All right, hey everybody, I'm Aaron James, and in this video, I'm going to talk about what niches should you focus on to offer high-level automations. So the first thing that should jump right out of, the gate is you should be offering a niche that you have familiarity with, okay? So let's go in here and see if this is gonna work a little bit good for us. So we're clearly talking about which niches. And so the first thing that I would tell you that you wanna do here is ask yourself which do you have familiarity with, right? Hopefully my spelling doesn't go crazy, but which do you have familiarity with? And so when I say that, like, which do you have familiarity with? Look, if you're new, right? If you're new, you're not gonna have like case studies, examples, and clients and all this stuff, to go ahead and show this stuff to a prospect. And they're going to be buying you. That's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be buying you. So when you meet with them, that's why I've always told like my students, along the way, it's always best to deal with people in your community. It's very easy to go walk, a few neighborhoods away. And then when you talk to a business owner, you can relate like, oh yeah, you remember the old, for us, we used to say the old Almax, the old mall, the old restaurant. Remember when that happened? Oh my God, do you remember that time when this happened? And what you're doing is you are building a relationship, right? You're building a relationship with these people. And they're buying you, okay? So how many of you guys, right now, and again, this is an extreme example where you hear about like somebody like dying on the news and you look at it and you're like, oh, that's tragic, but you don't really get attached to it. But when it becomes someone that you know and someone close to your family, you are attached to it. You have that emotional relational ties. And so when you're first starting out, you need a way to help give you an advantage, because clearly you don't say, hey, here's all my results. I've got all these different results. I've got all these people I've got success for, and they can buy your trust. They can use that as trust, what you have. So number one, if you're just starting out, like look into your local area, right? So look into your local area. So let's go and put this down on the map here. So which do you have familiarity with? Okay. Were you already working in a tax office before? Does your mom, your dad, your brother, your uncle, your kids, do you have something, what is something that something that and if you don't have that, by all means, like I said, we should really be thinking about, I wonder if this will work. This doesn't really work that well with the way that I want it to work, huh? Let's just see if this works. But anyways, I want to go like this. Maybe I'll be using a Google Doc next time. But the second one is, you should, start local. You're gonna get that advantage, just on being able to be like, hey, yeah, like I went to that school. You have common bonds, right? So that's number one. Let's pop into, let's see, does this work? Let's go number 3. I don't know if this works for you, or it kind of seems silly because the box keeps popping open every time I want to type on it. But number 3 is which are you interested in? Which are you interested, right? Which are you interested in? Okay? Which are you interested in? So when I say that, what I mean is like, do you have any interest in, paving? Like, is it something that you're curious about? Look, here's what I can tell you. is that in the beginning, the more excited you are to learn about something, you know, it's going to transfer over to your prospect. You know, to be excited about what they're doing, you know, you're excited to like, wow, this person really cares. So in the beginning, you're going to need all these advantages. All right, let's talk about something else. What is already pre-built, right? What's already pre-built? Like, that is something that I would really consider, that like you don't have to go and waste your time trying to figure it all out per se, right? When I say that, what I mean is there a way that you can get a professional blueprint or a professional example? Like, oh, that's working. Okay, let me go see it, right? So what do I mean by that, right? So what do I mean by that? Well, right inside High Level, right? First of all, they have all of these snapshots, okay? At least it gives you something to get going with. And so, for example, if you're going to be working with a chiropractor, or, you know, let's just go in here for a minute and then I'll get into the next point. But you can come under here and they can go and show you the stuff that you might need. Inside of here, they went and already put all this information for you. Like, okay, there's this whole set of pages, like funnel pages, okay? And so on the pages, it's like, oh, I noticed that they're offering a $39 appointment, right? So inside of here, you're able to go see what they're doing. Oh, look, they're asking questions. So what's already pre-built? So as you look into this different stuff, right? So attorneys, dealers, chiropractors, all this different stuff, like this is generally, if you're new to High Level, I would recommend that you start here, right? That you start here, that, you know, this is something that's already giving you something to go on. It's already there, right? So go through these things. The next thing that I would tell you that you might want to consider is not who's already pre-built, but, you know, are there others getting results, right? Are there others getting results? And where can you find that, right? So are there others getting results? And where's a good place that you can go find that? Well, you can go literally look inside of the High Level Facebook group, okay? People will talk a little bit in there. Of course, there's a lot of newbies and everything and some different questions and a lot of complaints. That's just how it's gonna be. However, what you wanna do is start looking for like the people that are established. They'll poke around. High Level's not like the ClickFunnels group, but I'm sure it's gonna probably get a little bit like that. But I can tell you right now, like one of the people you should look up to is Rob Bailey. Like Rob Bailey is been running this for so long and has all these successful campaigns. Like go click on his name and go into his Facebook group. I mean, there's somebody right there. You know, there's gonna be a lot of these people that are gonna show up, and then you have to get out of the main Facebook group and go into their groups, right? And find out what's working for them. You know, people will talk in all these other small groups and you're going to be able to find out for it. So these are some of the factors that you want to consider. So in here, do you have any familiarity? Because if you're new, you know, what's already pre-built, and are there others getting results? And literally now at this point, like what can you get results for? What can you get results for? Okay, that's going to be another factor. Can you get results for a chiropractor? Can you get results for a dentist? And most of you are going to be like, I can't. I don't know how. Fine. Find somebody who does. There are definitely people called white labelers, right? White labelers, people that offer the service, that you can go and do under your name. So for an example, I'm going to open up and I'm going to show you one of mine. So one of mine has proven experience in several. So I would want to pick a niche that they are in, right? Let me go click this little thing right here. So for example, with mine, like I would want to make sure that like I'm operating in real estate, okay? Operating in real estate. They service buyers and sellers. I would want to make sure that I chose a pain management like Chiro Stems. I would want to make sure that I chose medical spas. I would want to make sure that I chose something that they're doing, that they already have the results for. Let me flick back here to my little presentation. And so when I say, what can you get results for? Well, what could you or your white labeled partner get results for? So if you're just getting started in this game, right? I'm going to give you the map. Here it is right here. Matter of fact, I'm going to open it right back up for you. Actually, I have it right here. I got it right here. I got it on another tab. I got it right here for you. Let me just flip to the right slide, right? This is it. This is the blueprint, okay? Just so that you know. So if you're just getting started, then you want to seek out these components, right? These components. And so we were just talking about the fulfillment side. So the components of it is you got to get leads. That's number one. You've got to have leads. You're going to have to figure something out. I don't know if you're going to go figure out cold email, if you're going to figure out LinkedIn outreach, if you're going to figure out paid ads, doesn't matter. However you're going to do it, set up a directory, go door to door like I did, right? You got to get leads. Once you get the leads coming in, you're going to have to figure out how to talk to them. You know, what's the process in order to do stuff? Okay. So that's sales, right? So we got leads, sales, and then fulfillment, right? It's fulfillment. So right now you could be doing your research to find people that are getting great success. Because if you don't want to go and like take all the time to go figure out like, how do I get results for somebody? Okay. Now, like, there's no shame in that game. Like when I first started, okay, we're going to go back a little while. I would not approach somebody and be like, hey, let me sell you something, if I was not 100% confident that I could perform that task. It was critical to not only my personal self, to my reputation, to who I am, to who I stood for, that it's just how it was. So this stuff didn't quite exist on a scale that it exists today when I started. So what did I do? I went and created my own fake businesses. I set up fake websites and I tried to run ads to them to learn it. I tried to rank sites. I would rank my own sites. Because back in the day, again, I'm going to go back 7 years. Okay, that's 7 years, 2014. You know, back then, it wasn't all about Facebook ads. It was about Google ads, which were expensive, which is a little different kind of a dichotomy that's going on right now. Because Facebook ads are expensive and they're not converting so well because all the little buttons, all that different stuff. However, email, which is free, right? Doing really well. So back then, like Google, the businesses didn't have that money to invest, but SEO did. So I went and learned SEO. I went and built websites and I ranked them. I made sure like, boom. And then I figured out how I did it. I had a plan and I went to a business owner and I said, boom, I'll put your business on page 1 Google. That gave me not only the confidence, like to speak to small business owners, but to speak to bigger business owners. So for those of you who actually know my journey, I moved into Boston back then. And I went and landed a $7,000 per month client. Like, I told him right to his face, I looked him right in the face. I got brought in to the, I was originally talking with like the marketing manager. I got my information there. I showed him what I could do. They brought me in and they're like, oh, well, here, I want you to meet the CEO. And I was like, oh shit. I sat right there and I said, look, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put your site at the top of page Google for this, this, and this. And then I said, here's how I'm going to do it. Here's how I'm going to do it. That's what I did. I literally took the next 20 minutes unloading an entire presentation that I had, because I thought I was only presenting to a marketing manager. And I showed him, here's what I did with this site. Here's how I did it. Here's the tools that I used. Here's how I went. I showed him all the Ahrefs, and I was showing him all the secret tools that I was using. Everything. I showed it all. You know what he said to me? He says, gee, thanks, Aaron. You just showed me all the tricks. I don't want to work with you anymore. No, they don't do that. Business owners don't do that. So get out there and get confidence. I went off a little bit side rail on this, but what I'm saying to you guys is that you're all asking about, what niche to pick, okay? And I'm going to tell you that in the beginning, no matter what niche you pick, you're going to need to have some components, which is the confidence, the results, all those different things. Even if it's not you doing it, that's okay. The people that are in my program, the students that are in my program, they're sitting down, landing clients. Let me just tell you something, and they'll vouch for themselves. I'm not saying anything that they wouldn't say themselves. They couldn't get out of their own way, some people. They didn't have that. What they did is they bought that from me. They knew that I had their back, and I said, don't worry about it. Here's how it works. Boom, do this, do this, do this. Here's how it's going to work. This is the niche you're going to go into. This is how you're going to talk to them. And then as soon as you get on the phone, if you have any problem, you have me backing you up. And so that's what you guys can do. And you can do it on a very small level. You don't have to go hire a mentor. You don't have to go do that. Start looking for those components inside those, for those pieces of the components of the puzzle, right? You're going to need a way to get leads. So start looking around for ways. There's different ways. Look, I'm talking a little bit about cold email. Other people are probably talking about Facebook ads. Definitely take a look at all different options. You got to figure out, sales. That's going to be another Facebook group. You're going to have to learn a little bit about sales. You got to learn a little bit about it. It's any typical business. Look, in order to have a business, you need sales. You got to have sales. So you're going to have to learn about sales. Obviously, once you learn it and you got it going, like, you can get money and hire somebody, right? So, all right. Well, hopefully that goes through it. I'll summarize everything just for everybody. That, number one, we were talking about what niches to offer. Okay, what niche to offer? I highly recommend that you offer something that you're familiar with. Something you come through, because you're going to really need to bond with the people in the beginning. Something you're passionate about, it comes out. If you're passionate about it, it comes out. I highly recommend, if you can start local, start local. It's going to be that much easier to be able to speak to a local person about, hey, oh my God, I went to this high school. I went to this elementary school. Oh, Billy, Bobby, Sally. It starts to the relationship game. And now you're starting to bond with each other with the relationships. What are you interested in? What's already pre-built? And what we did is we went over here, what's already pre-built, go inside a high level. This stuff's already pre-built. I'm not saying it's gonna this is the end all be all, but it's already pre-built. It's good to go. Get you going. Where are there others getting results for that niche, right? Are there others getting results for this niche or the niche that you're choosing? Right? Are there people getting results? I can tell you right now, if you choose Kairos, you can go over and see, Joel Kaplan, the kid's going through the roof. I mean, I think he's doing $100,000 a year. Of course it works in Kairos. And then there's all these other people. When I choose gyms, there's tons of those guys that are there doing gyms. They're working. There's tons of people doing all that stuff. Just find out, are people getting results? All right. And what can you get results? What niche? What niche or who? So who or what niche can you get results for? Okay. Even if they're small results, the fact that you did it, that confidence is going to elude, whatever. It's going to come out of you. It's going to come out of you, that confidence. And it's going to go out there and they're going to see that. And that's what people are going to buy. So, all right. Hopefully that makes it. If you guys are on YouTube, I'd love for you guys to go ahead and subscribe to this channel. and click that bell for notifications. It's right there, right there, somewhere in there. I'm getting there.